The easiest schedule to do food delivery is going to be the lunch shift from 11 to 2:30 p.m. during the weekday. This is the easiest schedule just because there's no traffic, so it's easy to move around. But just because there's no traffic doesn't mean you should take the longer trips. Whether you're a stay-at-home parent or you work second shift like a nurse or something, this schedule is great for squeezing in a couple hours, maybe before or in between when you drop off your kids at school. Because this schedule is not the schedule that you want to do if you want to make the most money, it's more so of convenience and efficiency. Just getting around, getting used to the area, and just getting used to being able to do quick deliveries. When I'm working the lunch shift, I aim for these kinds of orders right here. Somewhere between more than $7 and definitely between 0 and 3 miles is my ultimate goal. Typically, I try to go for at least 3 orders per hour, and then maybe around $8 to $9, so it comes out to be like $27. These long orders right here, like this example, this one is terrible. You're gonna end up only being able to do 1 to maybe 2 an hour if you accept these kinds of orders. So don't get bent out of shape. Definitely reject these kinds of orders right here. You're never gonna be able to complete all these because you're gonna have to, it's a round trip. You're gonna have to go all the way up to that destination and come back. What these food delivery companies are trying to do is branch out to other different kinds of deliveries and trying to get that last mile in. And so they'll only pay the driver like $3 or maybe a little bit more, and then charge the customer a monstrous amount. And so you don't want to fall into that trap. You might be tempted to try to get this platinum tier right here that I have. I just happened just to get it just to test it out, but from my testing, I don't think that they make much of a difference, and it's definitely not worth driving 20 minutes just to do one order and then driving 20 minutes back. It's just not worth it overall. It's just a trick. I mean, the only thing that I've seen that people find that is useful is to be able to dash whenever, or at least be able to schedule ahead of everyone else. So I think, you're just gonna have to decide for yourself. For the most part, in terms of getting better orders or getting catering orders, I have not seen any benefit from doing any of those. And then also on top of that, it's not worth it when they just keep giving you like the worst orders ever. So that's something you gotta just test out if you want to, but I mean, almost everywhere is not worth it. We're doing okay on time. I think we're making like $24, $25 an hour. I am going a little bit slower just because I'm going back and forth with DoorDash right now. I contacted them about a dispute on one of my orders a couple of days ago several times, and we're just going back and forth. They're trying to, every single time they just make up a reason to dismiss me, and then I just explain to them again over and over why it's wrong, and then they finally get it, and then they say, okay, we'll get someone back to you. But each time, we're kind of moving along, but it is still a distraction. And for whatever reason, I feel the need to do it while I'm dashing. So that's slowing us down. Other than that, we're doing okay on good pace. Also, a quick tip, if you want to start earlier than 11 o'clock, you want to look for a Starbucks. Even between 10 to early 11, people are still trying to get another cup of coffee in. These addicts, especially in America, are addicted to coffee, and so they'll drink one in the morning around like 7 or 6 o'clock, and then they'll just drink another one around lunchtime, just because either they're addicted or they just need it. I got this surprise pizza delivery. Usually people don't eat pizza for lunch, but we're gonna deliver this, and we should get a nice tip for it. There you go.
You have a great day.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Have a good one. This order right here is a really bad one for 4.1 miles just for $7. The only reason why I took it is because I'm taking a highway through, and so it should be on the quicker side, but also because it's 2 o'clock, and that means it's going to be winding down. So I thought that was pretty good, or rather good enough, and so I went over to this place. This place was definitely difficult to get into. Something that you should pay attention to is that for Uber, they usually have a PIN so that so the customer has to tell you what the PIN is so that you can actually leave. DoorDash doesn't really have that often, but this order I did have it, and sometimes I just hand it to the customer and I forget and I have to run back and chase the customer down. Luckily, most of them know just to tell me it right off the bat.
Hi.
Hello.
9740.
9 cents for it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that wraps up day one. $93.69 in 3.5 hours. Solid. Another morning, another shift. So for whatever reason, the first like 15 or 20 minutes is always pretty quiet for me. I don't know what's going on. I never get any offers. I don't know if it happens to other people, but that just is like some time. So we're just gonna sit here and wait until we get our first order, and then we'll get started and get the ball rolling. Speak of the devil, we get our nice good order right here. Even though it says it's 12 o'clock, I did get a couple orders earlier, and I just didn't screenshot it or start any recording just because I just was trying to get off to a really quick start and wasn't paying attention to recording. And eventually we also get this good order right here for Arby's. This Arby's, for whatever reason, every time I come in here, everybody's just taking their sweet time and just staring at me. Nobody ever acknowledges me or says anything. They just stare at me and just get it ready, and then as if they know that I'm there for one particular order. So then we get this next order. This apartment is whack. Sometimes you get a wacky apartment building. This building, all the odd numbers are on the bottom, and then all the even numbers are on the next floor. So for whatever reason, I was running around with my head cut off because I wanted to set first floor. I see the one, so I went upstairs, and then I had to run back downstairs. That's twice already in one day that I got lost, and I just wasted so much time. I mean, it's not like a lot of time. The thing is, driving fast is not gonna really help. It's about getting to your destination or getting to the restaurant, picking up as quickly as possible, and then getting to the destination, dropping off as quickly as possible. If you don't do those two things, it can add on like 5-10 minutes wasted just because you're just unfamiliar with the area. So it's just the first one I should have been able to find. That's too bad. Next time. I take this next order, even though it kind of looks kind of far, 1.6 miles for $6.50, but I end up in a hotspot area, and I think it should be okay. I've been to this house before. It's always the same. Leave it next to this tree right here, which may sound confusing, but maybe they live in a different part of the house. So then we get this next order, even though it looks like I'm going like back towards a restaurant and then have to backtrack. I mean, it's worth the amount of money, $15. That's pretty solid. And then the directions were pretty thorough on where to drop it off. I had to drop it off next to that tire of the car. Typically for the lunch shift, you want to look for these Thai or teriyaki restaurants. They're usually pretty solid in terms of getting orders out really quickly, and also you get a pretty solid tip for most of them. And I think that's pretty consistent wherever I go. So we knock out this one really quick, and I think that just staying in this area is fine. But then I decided to start to go a little bit up north, a little bit closer to all the fast food restaurants, and I should get those kinds of orders next. Well, I get this Panda Express, and this one should be pretty easy knockout. After delivering this order right here, I should end up in an area where there's a good amount of restaurants like Ivar's, KFC, a couple of Mexican restaurants, and so then I get this order next. This order is pretty bad. Normally I would reject this because it's $15 for 9 miles. That's pretty bad payout, but because it's almost 2 o'clock, I figured, okay, I'm just gonna knock this out, and it should be about 2:30 by the time I'm done getting this order done. And so that's decent enough to end up the lunch shift with. So I go ahead and accept it and do a double order. If I was feeling really risky, I would actually reject one of the orders and guess which one has the better tip, because that's why they grouped it together. But I'm not gonna do that. So to tally everything up, we made $52.50 from DoorDash, $9.46 for Grubhub, and $39.63 from Uber Eats. So a total of $101.53. Alright, so it's next day and it's looking pretty gloomy. If you look at the sky, it's all foggy. And in this situation, you don't want to let the weather to bring your spirits down. You want to be upbeat, have a lot of energy so that you can knock out these orders. So we get this pretty far order, 6.6 miles, which is pretty insane. Wouldn't accept this order normally, but like I said, during the lunch shift, there's no traffic and I'm going on a highway, and so I should be able to cruise on over, get this knocked out, This looks like me walking pretty slowly. Normally, you should be running. Running, dropping this off, and getting the heck out of here. Even though this neighborhood looks pretty nice and pretty safe, you want to get out of here, get back, and start dropping off some more orders so you can make a lot more money. These high-paying platinum orders may look appealing, but it's just because I started at a high percentage. I had like 91% acceptance rate, so that's why it looks like I'm getting a lot of them, which is not that great.
Yeah, how's it going?
Appreciate it,
Yeah, no problem. Is this guy gonna move or do I have to turn around?
Move. Yeah, you can. You can go in the gate on the other side. You just go all the way around.
Okay.
And the gate automatically opens on the other side.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Sorry about that, man. Just they keep us here. Sometimes when you're getting loaded, they keep us here for hours.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you.
Yep. Oh my god, this guy is taking fucking forever. That was a pretty crazy start of the first hour and a half. I got a lot of orders and I was able to knock them all out. Right now it's been 15-20 minutes and I haven't gotten any doable orders. So it usually picks up the pace today and tomorrow. Sometimes you just got to know which days are good and which days are bad. That way you can kind of even it out. We're just gonna keep waiting, and if anything, we'll just have to drive around a little bit. I keep getting these package deliveries from Uber Eats, even though I opted out of it. I don't think that opting out even works. I've seen on Reddit a couple of times that people have said that doesn't even work. And now Uber Eats is starting to do what DoorDash did a long time ago, which is to send flowers and basically anything from the store, and all of it's just crap. It's worse than the food delivery. The tipping is just way less. This next order we get from Papa John's, $13.05. Pizza delivery is the original food delivery. So anytime you get a pizza delivery, usually I almost always accept them just because I know that it's always going to be a good tip. And so of course I accept this one and deliver this one. It's not too far. It's pretty, I was able to make it back to my zone pretty quickly. So that was pretty rock solid. And then we get this other order. This one looks pretty far, but the pathway is I'm going through a highway, so I should be able to drive 60 miles per hour and get down there pretty quickly. I think that I'm just making a big push just to make sure that I make up for lost time, like I said before. And this is the last order for the lunch shift. Hello.
Hi.
What's the pin?
Oh, sorry, the what?
The pin?
Oh, shoot. Sorry, can you take that? Sorry, I'm gonna run. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry.
I need a pin to verify that I actually delivered it.
Oh, okay. And where would the pin be on my?
It's in the app.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I don't. Oh, this must from that. Let me get my husband.
Okay.
One second. It's 4826.
826. Okay, should be good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
It's Thursday, and it's surprise, I get this pizza order, which I was not expecting people to be eating pizza for lunch in the morning. But anytime you get a pizza order going to Seattle, you just gotta take it. Unless it's a 0 tip, then it might be not worth it. Just because at most you can make probably, I think like $26 an hour, and we're always aiming for 27 or above. So I accept this order just because I'm thinking I can get back pretty quickly with no traffic. But look at this, give me bad directions. DoorDash gave me bad directions. Driving through a construction area, so I drive around. Yesterday we didn't make a really good hourly pay. I think it came out to be a little less than $26 an hour, which is very disappointing in my eyes. I'm always trying to make as much money as possible, obviously like everybody else. But for me, I expect myself to make a lot more than this, just because on Wednesday and Thursday, it should be a lot higher. It should be closer to 30. But we'll see how today goes.
We're headed back. It's gonna take 14 minutes. I thought that I can get back faster because I was right by the freeway. I thought we were gonna take away that pathway because we took the inside road in. Apparently not. It's just same thing round trip. So we're gonna be a little bit behind, I think. Just a couple minutes, unless I speed.
This next order really killed me. I thought I was gonna be way ahead, probably 30 minutes ahead of my expected pay, which is closer to 30. But man, I was sitting here hanging out here for like 15 minutes way past the expected time. And for Grubhub, there's not really anything you can do. There's no button you can push that says, oh, you're waiting a little bit longer, just like those other two apps. But I mean, I thought I was doing okay, so nothing I could do about that one. So this next order, this one was fine. Taking the freeway, I should be able to buzz on over there, back in pretty quickly. And lastly, this one.
Well, just drove all the way here, delivered it. Of course, directions like took me over there. All right, now we gotta track it back. We're pretty much done with the lunch shift, so we're all good.